Hello folks, welcome back to Outdoors with Bud. I'm your host, Bud Fields. I've done a segment here recently about question and answers that I've received. I received one that I probably could have included on that last segment, but it was kind of a personal question, and I wanted to let the gentleman know that I got this, and I thought I'd do a segment on it by itself because it could get lengthy. This young man wanted to know, he told me that he is an aspiring outdoor columnist. He loves to hunt, he loves to fish, and he's still in school. And he wanted to know, how do you come up with information for your articles and your podcasts? That is a great question, and trust me, sometimes it can be hard. The reason I'm saying that is outdoor activities is a lot of fun. I enjoy it, but I also realize it's not for everyone. And I'm invited to go out and make speaking engagements to different organizations. A lot of the people in the audience, it's hard to entertain them because I'm going to be talking about hunting, fishing, camping, trapping, and all that stuff. And some of these people, I don't think they've been outdoors other than go from their house to their garage. And yet I'm going to try to entertain them. But that's one place that I get a lot of questions. I might be addressing like the Kiwanis clubs in Kokomo, and I've done that many times in the past. Well, people will start asking me questions, and I'll think, boy, that's a good topic. So I try to put it down in my mind, and if I got a piece of paper and a pen in my hand like this, I will write that down, and then when I get home, I start composing it. Another way I come up with a lot of the information is, there for several years, I worked a lot of fishing and boat shows and expos. I had people would come to the booth that I was working in, or, hey, we read your articles, or we've seen some of your videos, got a question for you. Well, they would ask me a question there, and that would make a good article. So there again, that's another venue about it. Another way I get it is, a lot of times my wife and I may be in the store. Just the other day we was at Menards in Kokomo, and we were getting ready to walk down the aisle, and a lady spoke my name, and I turned around. I didn't recognize her, but she knew me from Facebook. She knew me from when I was writing at the Kokomo Perspective, and she's followed my articles that I've written for the Kokomo Lantern. And she said, well, I recognized you, and I just wanted to say hello and tell you that I'm a big fan, and that's fantastic. But she asked me a couple questions about fishing, and so I said, okay, some of the things that we discussed, that gave me an idea about coming up with it. And I never had any really formal training as far as being a writer. I did take journalism in high school because, to be honest with you, it sounded like it would be an easier subject than Germany or Spanish or algebra or something. I didn't even know what journalism was. But since I was heavily in high school sports, football, baseball, basketball, track, and all that stuff, I was writing on the school newspaper about all the activities. So that kind of got me a start. Well, then, when I got involved in computers and I got on the internet, I was finding different websites that had to do with hunting and fishing, and I was reading articles. Well, one of the guys had he called it the Shoreliner. It was a fishing website devoted to the people that didn't have boats. He contacted me and asked me if I would consider writing articles for him. So I started writing articles for him. The next thing you know, somebody from another website read some of my articles. They wanted me to write for them. So I'd done a lot of writing, but I never done it kind of professionally. Well, then I was contacted by a newspaper, and I thought, golly, I don't know. I mean, I was probably one of the worst spellers, but thank God for spell check on the computer. I think I burned up 4 of them already on my new computer. But it's a lot of fun. But I've been fishing for 70 plus years, so I've learned a lot of things over the years. I've been hunting rabbits, squirrels, fox, coyotes, everything like that for, I'm going to say, probably 60 years. And a guy told me one time, he said, you've got a lot of information, valuable information, that you should want to share that with people. And that kind of made me think, well, maybe I can help folks. So I decided to do it. So that was another thing that got me going. Well, then the next thing you know, started working boat shows, I mean, I was getting exposure. I was getting people that had products they wanted me to field test and give them my observation and opinions on it. And that was a lot of fun. So writing has really helped me a lot. Sometimes it's difficult to not be repetitive on my articles. It's sometimes difficult to come up with guests like for the podcast that would be interesting. I mean, it's interesting to me, and if you're a hunter or a fisherman, I hope it's interesting to you. But outdoor life is not for everybody. But just to kind of highlight it, if you've got the desire that you want to do it, if that's what you want to do, go for it. And don't worry about it. I mean, I try to avoid controversial things. I've got my opinion on things, you've got your opinion. And I'm not trying to write any articles or any podcasts to be offensive to anybody. I like to use a lot of humor in some of my articles, but it's never to be offensive. It's to show everybody that, hey, this guy has got a sense of humor. So, young man, if you're wanting to be an outdoor columnist, a future writer, feel free to reach out to me, and if there's any way that I can help you in any way, I'd be more than happy to do it, because I've really enjoyed it. I've met a lot of people. I've made a lot of good friends. I've probably rubbed a few feathers the wrong way, but you can't please everybody, so you got to please yourself. So with that being said, I want to thank you for contacting me, young man, and like I say, I'm behind you all the way, and if I can help you in any way, get with me. So stay tuned for more episodes with Outdoors with Bud. Thank you.